use them.
Yeah.
They're not for West Downey, they're for everybody in this. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so it's,
Yeah.
The meeting of the Planning Commission will come to order. Please rise and follow myself in the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. Will the senior planner please call roll?
Commissioner Duarte,
present.
Commissioner Guerra,
Here.
Vice Chair Uva is excused, and Chair Ortiz.
Present. This is time to set aside for oral communications from the Planning Commission. Does any commissioner wish to make an announcement or report on a conference or meeting or request items for a future agenda? Commissioner Duarte,
None.
Commissioner Guerra,
No, sir.
and I have none. Does the interim community development director have any changes to the agenda today?
No, sir.
Does the interim community development director have a report on city council actions today?
No, not at this time.
Does the interim community development director have any presentations for tonight?
No, sir. Not on this agenda.
Moving along. Now, to set aside for non-agenda public comment, this portion of the agenda provides an opportunity for the public to address the Planning Commission on non-agenda consent or other business items within the jurisdiction of the Planning Commission and not listed on the agenda. It is requested but not required that you state your name, address, and subject matter upon which you wish to speak. Please limit your comments for non-agenda items for no more than 4 minutes. Pursuant to the Brown Act, no discussion or action other than brief response, referral to the city planning staff, or schedule for a subsequent agenda shall be taken by the Planning Commission on any issue brought forth under this section. I would like to emphasize that there's one other business item on this agenda. It is an item number 1 of the agenda. We'll discuss this item shortly, and now this is time to provide comment on that individual item for both applicant and public.
Just to emphasize, you can speak on non-agenda item or on this item at this time.
Is it working? We get the camera turned off during the regular meetings, and they can't even get the captions right, so nobody can read the correct words. The Greek Orthodox Festival has been going on in this city for at least 30, 35 years. They are self-sufficient. They have been for years. It emphasizes here in the findings that the Greek festival is a local cultural resource that highlights Greek culture and is an important event for the community, just like the street fair and holiday parade or Christmas parade should be quoted, not holiday parade. That waters it down and makes and ridicules it more than anything. The other night, I just wanted to comment that the mayor and the city council voted to waive all the fees for the grooming parade that they want to do, what they call Pride, which there's nothing to be proud about. Pride is something that you earn or work and produce something that you can take pride in that work. Kind of like white pride. I don't know what that is, to be honest with you. You're either born like this or you're not. Brown pride, I don't know what that is, especially in our declaration, but you should waive all the fees that you are looking to force upon the Greek Orthodox festival and allow them to promote Greek culture. And that's a good thing, because there is where the foundation of our Western civilization was developed. People like Plato, Aristotle, Socrates. We could use a lot of that, by the way. I just want to say also that it's unfair to put the Downey Street Fair and the Christmas Lane Parade and the Ark Walk. Now, the Christmas Lane Parade, Christmas is a pretty important holiday and a cultural event. It is definitely American. It is definitely Downey. And so is the Greek Orthodox festival. I'm not a Greek Catholic, by the way, but they don't need you to impose any unnecessary fees or restrictions. They've gotten cooperation from the Methodist Church and the First Baptist Church to use the parking facilities. I have never seen any of the Greeks at the Greek festival out here drunken in the streets and throwing their beer bottles around or whatever they're drinking or whatever. Food, haven't seen them throw food around anywhere. Although we do know that Socrates was beheaded by the people for bringing some awakening thought to the civilization. And that was interesting to note. But to compare it to the Downey Street Fair is an insult and an embarrassment. And to waive the fees of the Groomers Parade and not waive the fees for the Greek Orthodox Festival would be a travesty. You should waive all fees and let them have their festival, and we could all learn about some Greek culture. Thank you.
Yes, another pleasant evening for the Greek Orthodox Church. You know, 37 years of this type of event is amazing that you don't hear of a past ugly story like you've been hearing lately where people are being killed, people are overdosing on drugs, people are over intoxicated. And the noise variance is just a issue of disturbing the peace when we hear it's not. The neighbors like to come to the Greek festival. They're all invited. People around town like myself who will probably come on one of those days to enjoy the event will be happy about it because, like I said, 37 years and it's been pleasant. Except there's only one unpleasantness I have to bring up tonight regarding Janet Hahn and her violating of open meeting laws after we had that discussion here 2 weeks ago about the Brown Act. And I told you guys, you can't trust mommy Janet Hahn or Mr. Horacio Ortiz up there because there's something fishy going on in politics that I find very disturbing when poor board member improperly not to allow us to speak during closed session on items that are closed session. That is disturbing. Can you imagine if I couldn't come here and talk about the Greek Orthodox Church Festival? I mean, it would be a shame and a sham and a scam because, like you heard earlier, I believe this program should have all their fees waived because, hey, look what the LGBT queers were doing, asking the city of Downey to give them $25,000, but yet you won't waive the fees for the 37 years of the Orthodox Church and the people of that culture? Man, if I was a Spartan, I'd stomp on you guys. Not with 300, but just myself. So in addition to that, I brought all these important pieces of art and artifacts based on the Ralph M. Brown Act because it's very important to learn the rules to navigate the system. But one explicit threat I received from the city of Los Angeles this morning when I wasn't even there was that people were making threats to bring violence against me for using the word nigger. And the attorney and those people in council allowing those threats to come against me, an individual, a God-fearing man. Maybe I'm not Orthodox or Catholic or Jehovah's Witness, but I am a God-fearing man. And I do trust in one God. one bigger than Gera. Not as large, but great. A thunderous God, one who believes that there shall be justice for the injustice. And so, in this verbiage brought against me, I hope the city of Downey and its planning commission don't use those same tactics of bringing violence and threats against me, because the voice in my head can be an awfully ugly threat towards them in reverse psychology. I've never tried to hurt a human being, but the day someone touches me or my service animal, believe me, war is on. I will defend myself, my pet, my family with the most utmost outrageous demon that I can pull out of my trick in my head. And that's the reason why I go to the Orthodox Church, to get forgiveness and get blessings with beer and wine. So I know Mr. Horacio, Ortiz up there, is going to allow those waivers, those permits. Thank you. So here's all my documentation with Tommy on for the record.
Can you hear me? All right. Good evening, honorable planning commissioners, staff that's here. I want to thank you guys for being flexible, like every year, but most importantly this year for for having a special meeting called for this. And apologies to anyone that was inconvenienced because of our submittal time. You have it on record that next year we'll get it. We'll get it like I've gotten a recommendation 90 days before, and hopefully I can stick to that. Look, we're excited for this event. It's been going on for so long. Many of you have attended the event, and for those that haven't, I highly encourage it. I've seen Herman with his service dog at the event. He has a good time there. We all do. It's a really good event for the city of Downey. It's a really good event for our church. It's a fundraiser, and we look forward to doing it again and doing it in a safe way, a way that allows other cultures to come experience ours. So I just can't emphasize enough that we're thankful to staff for getting this done, and thankful to you guys for showing up today. If you guys have questions, I don't know if now's the appropriate time, but I can answer them now or just wait till after. I'll leave that to the planning committee over there to direct it. But yeah, other than that, I just want to thank you guys again. So let me know if you have any questions. If not, I'll sit down and just pay attention. All right, thank you.
Seeing that there's no more speakers, non-agenda public comment is now closed. Moving along to other business for special event permit application PLN-23-00068 with the interim community development director. Introduce staff making their presentation for tonight.
Yes, Abraham Luna will be giving that presentation.
Good evening, Chair Ortiz and members of the Planning Commission. Before you tonight, we have a special event application for the Greek Orthodox Church, PLN 23-00068. The applicant, Mr. Gabriel, is here on behalf of the St. George Greek Orthodox Church, is requesting approval to hold the Greek Festival on June 3rd and 4th. The property is located at 10830 Downey Avenue and is located within the downtown Downey specific plan. The property is surrounded by commercial businesses to the east and south and residential to the north and west. The festival is substantially the same as previous years and will continue to be held within the parking lot of the church. The times will be from 11:30 a.m. to 10 p.m. Saturday and Sunday, and approximately 4,000 people will be in attendance over the 2 days. Setup for the event will begin today, May 31st, and the cleanup will be completed on Tuesday, June 6th by 6 p.m. The event will include live music, entertainment, a stage and dance floor, a kids play zone, food and beer garden, and a seating area. mitigation measures have been included to limit the amount of noise spitting onto the adjacent residential properties. The church has partnered with the First Baptist Church and the Downey United Church to grant permission to use their parking lots for the event parking. A condition has been added that requires the applicant to provide signage and utilize volunteers to direct traffic to these parking locations. Our Development Review Committee provided their standard comment of approval. In addition, the police department stated that they have not received any complaints during the previous years of the festival. And this concludes staff presentation. I'm available for any questions. Thank you.
Thank you. Do any of the commissioners have any questions of staff? Commissioner Duarte, do you have any questions?
No questions for me.
Commissioner Guerra? No questions. And I have none. Thank you. Does the planning staff have a recommendation?
Staff recommends to approve and adopt Reso for PLN 23-00068.
And does any of the commissioners have any question this time, or may I have a motion on this item? Commissioner Duarte?
I have no questions. The only comment that I have every year is, Gab, are we not going to run out of lamb on Sunday night? Please order enough.
Commissioner.
Get there early.
Does he gives you the same response every year? Huh?
Yeah, I think I'm going to put that as a condition next year.
Conditional use permit on it. Okay.
Commissioner Guerra?
The only comment I want to make is more to our staff. This is another perfect example, and I know the staff agrees with me about needing to amend the code for a long time. Group like this has been there doing it 39 years, that it shouldn't come to the Planning Commission at this point. If there's questions, concern, they need to have latitude. So that's the only thing I want to do. And thank you for your detailed report listing all the food too. You have the pictures there of the stuff, and then you list it. Half the things I can't pronounce, but I've tasted them there. So anyways, but no, I don't have comments. And the last thing too is, could you get the application in earlier in the future years? So those are my only three comments, and thank you. I'll make you can say what you want. I'll make a motion.
No, and I agree with Commissioner Guerra. I did mention last meeting that there's going to be some changes to not have these type of applications come forward, right?
That is correct, Chair. We're going to be coming back to you with a code amendment that's actually going to fix that particular issue for these events that occur on an annual basis.
And just out of curiosity, just think, a great event, trust, I motion to approve this item. But if these items get approved right now, a commission does not approve it, what happens? Just from my knowledge.
That's a good question. It'd be complicate the matter, so I'd have to probably look at that in a little bit future. Theoretically, it should not be operating.
That's it.
Because that is a good question. Because what if one of the three of us couldn't come today and before Saturday? So that's legit.
It would be a problem that the event may not occur. Yeah. We may have to not allow the event to occur. So that's important for the applicant to understand that as well.
So you better have enough lamb.
You
you got to pay for it though. Make sure that's clear.
Do I have a motion on the item?
I make a motion that we accept.
Second.
Yeah.
We have a motion and a second. May we please take a vote?
Motion passes 3-0 with Commissioner Uva excused.
Congratulations. Make sure you have that lamb. The action of the Planning Commission will be final unless the matter is appealed to the City Council with the appropriate fee within the next 15-day period as set forth in the city's municipal code. Does the interim community development director have any additional comments for tonight?
No, sir.
Then meeting's adjourned.
Yeah, I know.